Yeah, that's the biggest one. And I will say the post frame hybrid that we've coined, it's really cool. I've never seen something built like that, but it's very, very unique product. And it's especially the customizability, especially on the inside, because the only point loads are those posts. So everything else is customizable.
Yep. Yeah, it's fun to watch guys that come in and, are leading these projects, and they've been in construction all their life, and then they see this and they're like, man, this is mind blowing. How it's like the initial stages of construction are so swift.
Right.
Exactly. There's a lot of moving pieces on the back end to make that happen.
There's a lot of moving pieces in general.
But the just the process and then the overall product is just so superior.
So superior. And again, it goes back to standards. Like all of our standards as a company are upgrades for any other builder that you talk to anywhere.
Yep.
Anywhere.
Well, and I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people get there's a little misconception, and I talk about this all the time, is everyone hears Barndo and they're like, that's the cheapest way to build. And it is by comparison. However,
apples to apples.
Yeah. Our set of build standards for our Barndo Co. product is what we know is the best options.
Exactly.
And so, there was a time where we would allow people to do different things and we would try to shop around and get it as economical as possible. But what we realize is those aren't necessarily the best.
Right.
And so in an effort to maintain the integrity of not just the home, but the company, we were like, if we know that this is the best option and people can't do it, I would rather them not do it.
Exactly.
And so we adopted these standards like the last 90 days. So this second quarter, so we're still in it. We got a couple more weeks, but the mission was the standard and just, revamping that, going back to how everything's done, from the basics, like this is how every single home is to be built, even though every home is different.
Right.
These are the standards in which we do it, and these are the things that we include that other builders charge upgrades for. But we know 90% of the people building want these things, so I don't want to go out there and advertise, these beautiful pictures, and then when they come in to build, realize that that's an extra $80,000. I would rather just give you the price.
Exactly.
And so we try to be very transparent with that and say, look, here's what's included in our pricing. And these are all the upgrades, whole home LVP, tile showers, all this different stuff that ordinarily would be pretty substantial upgrades,
right?
And so that's a big thing when people are comparing it. They're like, well, we found this other builder, they're way cheaper than you. And I'm like, well, what are they giving you?
Exactly.
Because
it's not the same product.
No, not at all. It's not the same. And the thing is like you couldn't build what we build for those prices just because of the nature. Like in barndominiums in and of themselves, just the structure is an upgrade.
Exactly.
It's all 6x6 and 2x6.
Even the 2x6 exterior walls, that's an upgrade anywhere else. Anywhere else you go is 2x4 framing on the exterior walls.
And then you got the steel roofing, which is a metal roof upgrade everywhere else. Right. You got steel siding, which is a siding upgrade everywhere else. Yep. So you're already starting out the day with massive upgrades just in the actual construction and the structural components of the home. Not to mention the maintenance and upkeep is so minimal. Right. When you go Barndo.
Exactly.
But interior wise, like doing the whole house LVP, I remember the biggest thing for project managers coming in, they're like, I didn't see a line item. We were doing LVP in the bedrooms and this and that. I don't know. We do the whole house. That's our standard. Exactly. If you want to downgrade, you can downgrade.
Right. Put carpet in, put roll vinyl in if you'd like.
That's right. But this is what we do. This is how we offer it. And we try to position it so that everybody can get what we know the majority of people want.
Right.
And that's included in that pricing. So we're not sitting at the table, and again, you're always going to miss the mark a little bit. Sales has that obstacle all the time. Production's got to go out there and actually create that product.
Exactly.
But sales has to make it make sense on paper first. And
right. And that's a big hurdle in itself because especially with the way we sell here, you have people that are selling custom homes who don't necessarily know all the little fine details that go into actually building that home.
That's right.
So we have a lot of times, and this goes back to being prepared on the front end of the job. They get ready to shift the job over to production, and they send us all the paperwork. I have to look through everything and make sure that everything that they sold and everything that's on that plan in the spec sheet will work. in that county or in the house.
Yep.
Because there are a lot of times that, this is a big selling point for someone to have this specific thing, and ends up we can't do that, whether that be for code reasons or anything else.
Right.
And then, they're upset about it.
Yep. Or you just realize you're looking at it on paper and you're like, hey, this looks cool, but it can't be done.
Exactly.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in to the Barndo Show podcast. If you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're listening to this content, hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And then be sure to check us out on all of our social media platforms at the Barndo Co. Super simple to find us. And then when you're ready to dive in a little more, maybe look around some of our available floor plan options, or take a look at the gallery of our work, or maybe you're ready to connect with our team and explore what it looks like to build your dream barndominium, you can visit us online at thebarndoco.com.